More than 50 years ago, a young man in southern Oklahoma dreamed up a machine that any farmer with a tractor could use to shake pecans out of his trees. This seed grew into a company that became the premier manufacturer of pecan equipment in the world. Savage Equipment still makes tree shakers, along with a couple dozen other machines that support every aspect of the pecan business around the world. Savage Red Line provides everything you need for growing and harvesting pecans. Gray Line includes all the machines you need to assemble a world-class pecan cleaning operation. And the stainless steel Silver Line has become the industry standard for pecan processing. It's been quite a journey since young Basil Savage crafted that first tree shaker, and you can learn more about it at savageequipment.com.
Nut tree pecan cleaning plant. As of this presentation and voicing of this presentation, we did not have some pictures that I really wanted to include in the cleaning plant. So maybe in the final product that everyone gets to see, we'll have these pictures in there, just with no commentary. But at the plant, I encourage anybody that has a cleaning plant to come visit us. We have replaced 36 jobs with WECO sorting machines. We had 28 women on the picking tables that were supported by another 8 jobs in order to keep us running as fast as possible. And now none of those jobs are there. And I'm sorry for the replacement of people with machines, but anybody that's run a cleaning plant knows that trying to get 36 people to work every morning and get the same 36 people to work every morning where you don't have to retrain half of them is a big accomplishment. So what we have is 4 WECO machines in front of 4 WECO machines. So we're doing a double sort. And then for each of the 4 WECO machines, we have a machine that's sorting the trash. So any good nuts that get kicked out get thrown back into the good nuts instead of going to the trash. Just a precautionary thing that really, those resorters are not very busy. The WECOs they do a good job. Couple of things that helped us make this leap very confidently is our B-grade blowers are at the end of the picking tables, where if any trash did get by the picking tables, some of it could get picked up in the B-grade machines, which after we got dialed in the first year, we really didn't have any problem with contaminating B grades with sticks or anything like that. Really no problem last year at all. And last year was our second season with these machines. Then beyond that, we have our pin sorters that pull the cracks out. A lot of people say, well, how do you get the cracks out if you don't have people on the picking tables? Well, our pin sorters were doing that anyway. We had actually instructed our people on the picking tables not to pick out the cracks, but to focus on any trash that there might be in the nuts. So our cracks typically represent 1% to 2% of our overall volume. So if we were to contaminate the cracks with some trash, which I'm happy to report we have not, but if it were to happen, we do inspect the cracks at the end of each shift, and if we need to rerun a few cracks, it's really not that big a deal. A couple other things about the cleaning plant and our capabilities there is we have 4 Barton hullers that are under a sizer. The reason we size into 4 sizes before we put them in the hullers is we have the hullers adjusted differently, so we can get the shucks off the small nuts, but we don't crush the larger nuts. The hullers, we don't really need them for maybe the first couple of weeks in the season, especially if it's a late year like this, and when everybody starts harvesting, maybe everything wasn't completely ready. But then about every 9 years, like in 2010, when the Stewarts did not come out of the shuck and we had a similar problem in the desirables, we were actually able to deliver 20% more pounds to market by having the ability to pull those shucks off those good nuts. Again, not a big problem, but when it is a problem, it is a big problem, or not a frequent problem, but when it is a problem, it's a big problem. So beyond that, what's unique is we do size into 3 different sizes when it's necessary. If it's not necessary, we don't do it. But along with the ability to size into 3 different sizes, we have the ability to adjust our sizers. And the example I always use is I'll try to make it a quick one, is if you have a 60 count Stewart blend contract with a Chinese buyer, and the Stewart blends that you're bringing us count 62, 64, somewhere in that neighborhood, which has happened before, then we have the ability to go up and adjust those doors in a way on our sizers where we can get you back down to a 58 count and get you back into contract compliance. We have a person up on our sizers that is constantly sampling nuts and getting a count per pound on them, and either making adjustments or making sure the adjustments are correct. Flip side of that is a lot of the time off of our own farms, we can offer a 48 count Stewart blend just because we have the ability to pull those mediums out and scalp off a good number of larger Stewarts. Another situation you may run into is if you have that same 60 count Stewart blend contract and you're bringing us it's coming in, we're sizing in 2 sizes and it's a 52 count. Well, in order to get more nuts in that contract, then we have the ability to put more smalls back in there where you're back up at a 58 count. We have to be extremely careful with that, because if you over, typically that's when slies are in there, and if you over sly that Stewart blend, the Chinese are getting really picky about that kind of thing. But we watch the market, we understand the customers, and we take a really close look at those nuts for those things. On our B grade blowers, they're all adjustable on a variable speed drive. We have another person who's trained, and they're monitoring the B grades to make sure that we're pulling enough B grades out to make your number ones premium number ones. If you're not blowing hard enough and you've got too many B grades going into your A grades, then of course everybody knows what's going to happen is you're going to go from a 52% desirable blend down to a 48% desirable blend. And if a sheller's buying, that's going to hurt you. If you're in a Chinese contract at 50%, you're going to be out of compliance with the contract. So we pay a lot of attention to those kind of things. Another thing that is maybe not unique to us, but we take a lot of steps in our pecan accounting system. We have an accounting system that, as your nuts move through the process, are in that computer, and then all the information at the end of the day is reported on one sheet. Pounds out of the field, variety out of the field, count, yield, all those kind of good things. And in that system, we have an inventory system where we keep up with the nuts. We also have another system called Barcom, which is our warehousing inventory system that we use. All the pecans are given a barcode and scanned into place in the warehouse and then scanned out on a load. And if a forklift driver's out there and tries to scan a bag that's not supposed to be in that load, he gets an alarm to tell him, look, you're trying to load a medium out of this particular lot, and this entire load is supposed to be largest, just as an example. Along with those 2 electronic systems or computer systems, we have a very extensive paper trail that follows the nuts from the farm to the drying wagon and then back through the dry end. And then they're given another set of papers when they go into the super sack and into the warehouse. So it's hot and nasty and dirty like any other cleaning plant, and just completely so noisy, it's unbelievable. But it's ours. It's how we make our living, and we're pretty proud of it, and we'd like to show it off. So anybody that would like to come visit us, we're happy to show you around. And anybody that would like to clean with us, we've actually reduced our prices this year significantly. So you can contact JW or myself to get your specific pricing.